Hello and welcome to this tutorial video. This tutorial we will look into slicer, timeline and hyperlink feature within Excel 2013. Now I'm going to show slicer with table. As you can see, this is a piece of data and I'm going to insert a slicer. Yes, before form a table, if I insert a slicer, they will show no connection found. So I'm going to form a table. Okay, after forming a table, let's insert slicer. As you can see, and it will ask us which field we want to have slicer. Let's pick region, representative, item. Okay, we can edit the slicer that becomes smaller or even slimmer if you want. Or even can make it bigger. Okay. Now we can see there are three main regions in this table. If I select center, it will show only Andrew, Gill, Jardine, Gill, Morgan and Smith are representing center, and there are 5 items available as center. If I pick East, that East only have 3 person and they are selling 4 items, which is 1 less than the center that's not available. If I pick West, there will only be 2 person and 2 items selling. Okay, let's clear the region filter and we can select binder. Binder, you can see sold by these people, and there's only have 1 person are selling this, which are from center. Pen, there are both regions selling pen and only 3 person are selling it. If pen set also 2 regions with 4 person are selling it. If pencil are available in 3 regions where also a few people are selling it. So this is for the slicer with the table. Beside with table, you also can do it with pivot table. Let's undo all the action. And you can insert pivot table with a new worksheet. You can select a field which region representative, the total item, and in this data you can insert a slicer which also with the same selection as the table, order that region representative item unit cost in total. So I'm not going to expand it with pivot table. Okay. Hello and welcome to the second feature, which is timeline slicer. Timeline slicer provides a nice visual interactive data filter for pivot table, and now it is exclusive to you to the depth filter of your pivot table. First of all, let's look on this spreadsheet data and select the cell to form a pivot table. I'm going to put it in the new worksheet and like this, and you can see under the pivot table field you can select what you want to be visible. So I'm going to select the order date and the total amount. I'm going to move the total amount to the value and show the count of total amount, but I need to the sum of total amount. So I'm going to setting and change it to sum of total amount. You can see now this number. If you want to add a currency to it, you can select this row and change to currency. And now I'm going to form a timeline for the pivot table I form. Can analyze and insert timeline. You can see there is only one option that are available, so I'm going to select this as I have no other choice. I will get a timeline like this, and there are several settings, various change for the timeline you like to view. There are months, quarter, years, or even day. So as my data only about a year, I'm going to show months. I'm going to expand the tab. You can see I don't have data until 2017. I only have 2016 data. So this is the total data, and if you like to see the first quarter, you can hold the tab and grabbing it to the March, and you can see there are only five days are doing transaction with the sum of 2000. If you like to see the first 2 quarters, you can grab the bar and put it on June, end of June. You can see there are 4,000, but if you want to select on the specific month, you can just click. August only have one date. I pick February. February are 2 days. So this is my data only about year, and if your data is a lot of day, you can even change the months into day. As you can see, my January first day got nothing. First week only got one. If your data there are many transactions in a month, you can just use days. You can see more specific, but my data not quite enough and not suitable for showing day. I'm going to show in quarter or month. You can see quarter 1 to 2 is Jan to June, or you can see quarter 2, which is April to June. So I'm going to paste one more table inside here. What's the problem? Okay, undo it. Paste it under. Yeah, you can see there's some same data. You can change and you can see this timeline filter only affect these two pivot table. You can see both only show 2016 second quarter, which is April to June. Both have the same data. Or you can right click the timeline slicer on you can go to the timeline tool option here and report connection. Under report connection, there are two tables, which is this table and the table above. If you don't want to have any connection between these two tables, you can just untick the table under. You can see now, by moving the timeline on this timeline filter, this pivot table does not show any changes. It just show like this, and you can see this table is the second quarter table. By using the pivot timeline tool, under report connection, untick the other table, which is a very useful functionality. Now I'm going to introduce the function which is hyperlink over here. Hyperlink can use to link to other sheet, web page, or other file such as PDF from your Excel spreadsheet. If you are creating hyperlink for many records through this, will take a long time to set them up. So today I'm going to show a simple tutorial on web page as I now pick a cell you want to add a hyperlink. I am going to add a hyperlink for Google over here. So on the cell beside, I am going to right click and there are hyperlink. Under the address here, I'm going to type www.google.com, and you will notice Excel will automatically add HTTP colon, which is hypertext transfer protocol. And now you can see that and now click OK button. Over here and now you can see this cells is clickable. If I click on this link, it will take you to Google. Yeah, Google. But it depressed like this doesn't look nice, so I'm going to replace it with the Google image. So I'm going to copy image, and our Excel here I'm going to delete this hyperlink, or even you can edit, but I'm going to remove this. As I am already copied the Google image over here, and now I'm going to paste the Google logo over here, or even somewhere here. Oh, the picture is so big, so you can just smaller it, and under hyperlink you type the address, which is World Wide Web. Yeah, it automatically show Google. It's good. Click OK. After that, by clicking this image, it also can bring you to Google, which is much nicer compared to the link provided over here, the URL provided over here, the image will show nicer. So these are the three features that I've shown, which is slicer, timeline, and hyperlink. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and find the slicer, timeline, and hyperlink feature really useful within Excel 2013. Thank you for watching.